Sup YouTube, it's gonna be another Meier video, so here we go.
Megan was a type of kid who kept you on your toes. She was diagnosed with depression and attention deficit disorder in
I had depression, big depression, like it was huge. It would change three ways. It would go from hate, anger, and depression. Those were my three traits. I had depression, anger, and at one point hate, even though I'm not really a person who hates people.
third grade. So many times when you
Unless, yeah.
have children who have ADD or ADHD, they are constantly on the move. You're constantly, they're 10 steps ahead of you. You're trying to stay close with that. So it was a busy lifestyle, but it was good. My girls were great. We did a lot of things, family vacations. Megan was the type of child who always wanted to know about things. I mean, she was not a naive child. Megan wanted, if she found out about something, she wanted to know how it was made, how it broke down.
She's a lot like me. I heard about Columbine. I wanted to know what happened to those two kids. I heard about Virginia Tech. I wanted to know if it was a Columbine massacre that got him going. I wanted to learn more about movies. I wanted to learn more about computers. I wanted to learn more about music groups, and I wanted to know more about. So I wanted to learn more about Megan. So I've known more now. Once I heard about Phoebe Prince, I wanted to know more about her, more about Amanda Todd, more about Megan. Here we go.
So things were great. Megan was in middle school. She had been bullied quite a bit, especially 7th grade was horrible for her. Boys stomped behind her in the lunch line, calling her a fat cow and an elephant.
You know what? Boys are just assholes. They need to know how to treat a lady, but they don't. So they just thought it'd be funny, which, is this funny? No, it's not funny. These boys are just a bunch of pricks. How do you think they would respond if someone called them a fat cow, an elephant, or... Trust me, if I would have been one of Megan's friends back then, I would have turned around and told them to stop being douchebags and told them to go suck each other's dicks or something. Pardon my language there. That was disgusting, but yeah, I would have told them to go suck each other's whatever. I would have told them to stop being a douchebag. Listen to this.
And calling her a fat cow and an elephant.
She was a little bit weighty, I think. Just like me a little bit.
Boys stomped behind her in the lunch line, calling her a fat cow and an elephant, to the point that Megan stopped eating lunch.
That's so sad.
She, of course, didn't tell me about this because why would you tell a parent about this? I mean, it's embarrassing. Megan was made fun of in gym, laughed at, called thunder thighs. Bottom line is Megan was miserable. She cried every morning going to school, every evening coming home from school.
I would have come up to Megan and given her a hug.
She wanted to fit in, and Megan thought, if I fit in with that popular crowd, those boys aren't making fun of those girls, so maybe they'll accept me.
Just to say you can't buy friendship, but Megan was a beautiful girl. She had a beautiful smile. Those boys... Oh, and Megan, just if you're watching this from heaven, and Tina, if you're watching this, I'd just like to say this to Megan. Megan, those boys were jealous because they couldn't find a girl as beautiful as you. They couldn't find a girl as beautiful as you.
Unfortunately, nothing Megan did would work. Megan didn't feel, even though Megan had friends, Megan still thought that was her answer.
Megan, I felt the same way you did. I wanted to fit in really bad. So here's what I did. I changed in high school. And all because I cared more about what other people thought of me than what I thought of me. If you've ever seen the movie The New Guy, he went to a different school and became the big man on campus, but got humiliated by old bullies because they found out who he was. And he wanted to fit in, and he was a loser at high school and broke his you know what spot. Not gonna say that, but yeah, he cared more about what other people thought of him than what he thought of him. And that's the way I felt. And I felt similar to you, Megan. Megan, if I would have lived where you would have lived, I would have come and sat with you and tried to cheer you up, you know? Be like a big brother or something.
I used to tell her, Megan, you can't buy friendship. A friend is a friend through good and through bad, not just because you're giving them something, you can do something for them. But I was just a mom talking. I didn't understand what she went through every day. It was about 3 weeks in, and she received a friend request from a boy named Josh Evans. And the friend request would come in, and it would show a picture in the name. And Megan called me over to the computer excited, Mom, come look at this. I went and I looked and I said, okay, who is that? And she said, I don't know, Mom, he's hot. I said, well, Megan, I'm great. You think he's cute and all, but is he a friend of a friend, or how do you know him? And she goes, Mom, I don't. He's hot. Please let me at him.
You know, if I would have been in that time, I would have told Megan what I know now. Josh Evans isn't real. It's the Drews. And that's just really sad. That's just really sad that this had to happen. You know, my voice is starting to quiver. And Megan had to go through all of this, you know?
And I did let her at him. And I told her, listen, if he says anything negative, anything sexual, he's deleted immediately. And believe me, since all of this has happened, I have had some negative comments from parents and even some questions from students of, why did you let Megan add this person? Why would you do that? She didn't know them. And the specific reason is that I was afraid, what if she went to a friend's house? What if she went somewhere else and she was able to get on and add them? What if she added them under her friend's account? Even though she didn't have the password, there are still ways. So I, one, wanted to let her know that I do trust her, but secondly, I had the controls to monitor it. It was a Sunday night, October 15th of 2006, and she had filled out her birthday invitations. And it was late in the evening, and she said, hey, Mom, can I get on MySpace? I said, yeah, you can for a few minutes, so I signed her on. And she got a message from Josh that said, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. You're not a nice person.
According to what Ashley Grills said about that specific message, is she was trying to make Megan mad so she would leave Josh alone. But, you know what? They could have just deleted the account without messaging her all these terrible messages. Like, everybody on O'Fallon knows who you are. You're a bad person and everyone hates you. Have a shitty rest of your life. The world would be a better place without you.
And Megan was confused. She was, where is this coming from? What the heck? So she told me about it, and I said, Meg, respond. Maybe you had a bad day. Who knows? So she responded, what are you talking about? Where'd you get this from? But there was no response. So about a half an hour later, I called to check on her, and Megan was crying, and I said, Meg, what's going on? And she said, Mom, they're being horrible. They're saying horrible things to me.
This was the next day.
Who? Who are you talking about? And she said, on MySpace. I said, Megan, are you still on MySpace? And she said, yes. And I said, Megan, get off the MySpace and I will be home. Probably 20 minutes went by and we were talking, and I just got an absolute horrible feeling. I don't know how.
This is what happened. So Megan was still on MySpace at home, and then her mother kind of had her voice raised and was not very happy with Megan not listening to her. And she said, you're supposed to be my mom, you're supposed to be on my side, and then went and hung herself. This is what I would have done. If I would have saved Megan, I would have said, hey, Tina or Mrs. Meier, could I take your daughter out for some ice cream? I would have taken her to go get ice cream or a milkshake and showed her there's many other things to do in this world. You serve a purpose. Yeah.
To describe it throughout my whole body. And I took off running upstairs to Megan's room. I opened her door and I found her hanging in her closet. This is something really important that we have to start working on, because technology is going to go nowhere. So we have to make sure that we can get this out there for more people to understand that it's something that kids deal with every single day, 24/7.
Now you're gonna know cyberbullying is not fun. Cyberbullying is nothing you want to deal with. Something else about Megan. Let me see. Here we go. Now I'm just gonna say, if you actually know someone who's going through cyberbullying, share the story of Megan. Share Megan's story, because Megan's story is actually a understandable story to know what Tina, Allison, and Ron went through. This is what makes it sad. What makes it sad is she didn't just have a mom and dad. She had a little sister who went upstairs and looked at her sister not breathing and all that. How do you think that was? She cried about that. Allison loved her sister. Here we go.
My name is Tina Meier, and I'm the founder and executive director of the Meier Foundation. I want to talk to you about cyberbullying, and I want to talk to you about a story about my daughter, Megan. Megan was born on November 6th of 1992.
She has such a beautiful smile. She was only almost 10 months younger than me. About 9. I'm January 19th, 1992. She's November 6th, 1992. I bet you Tina was probably just about to get pregnant with Megan. I think. Get her in her womb. I think.
She was this amazing girl.
She had such a beautiful smile.
Megan suffered from self-esteem issues from very early on. And in 3rd grade, Megan was diagnosed with depression and attention deficit disorder.
I have autism. I'm autistic. And I have ADD as well. One type of ADD, I don't know which one.
Megan struggled through the rest of elementary, and into middle school, Megan went through the traditional name-calling, the isolating, those bullying issues. In the beginning of her 8th grade year, Megan came home and asked if she could have a MySpace. And 3 weeks in, she got a friend request from a boy by the name of...
She also had pretty hair.
Josh Evans. She thought this boy was so cute and begged me to add him. Megan and Josh started...
Oh my gosh. I mean, you guys really need to understand. Look at how beautiful Megan is. Look at that. That's not ugly at all. She's so pretty. And I'd like to say that if any of you are watching this and you get bullied, it doesn't matter what's on the outside of you. It more or less matters what's on the inside.
Talking. Josh told Megan she was beautiful and had beautiful eyes and a great smile.
She does. She did have beautiful eyes, very beautiful, and a beautiful smile. My eye color is blue. I at least actually am happy that I have my fiance in my life.
Megan thought he was as cute as can be. And after 5 weeks of her and Josh talking and liking each other, Megan received a message from Josh that said, "I don't want to be friends with you anymore. You're not a nice person." I looked at the computer and saw messages that came from Josh to Megan, Megan to Josh, and now Josh had other kids involved. These messages were mean, humiliating, and cruel. The nicest of them, so you understand where that really went, was Megan Meier's a fat ass. Megan Meier's a whore. And
I still think that's awful.
those were the nicest things that went out about Megan. And she took off running upstairs to her room. I went...
If that's the nicest, I can only imagine what the horriblest messages would
to
have
the
been.
kitchen to talk to her dad, and probably 20 minutes passed. I stopped in mid-sentence. I just had this horrible feeling that ran through my body.
I think Megan should have just cooled down and probably talked with her sister, and maybe her sister would have cheered her up a little bit.
I took off running upstairs to Megan's room, opened the door, and I found Megan hanging in her closet. Megan was transported to Children's Hospital, and
Buckles tried to get her to breathe again.
4 hours later, on October 17th of 2000.
They said you can break people's ribs when you're doing CPR. And then they were able to get her breathing again and have a pulse again, but it's so sad.
2006, Megan passed away. Megan was weeks from being 14 years old. A few hours later, her dad left, and he went to the house to see, was there a note, was there something? How did this happen? There was no note, but he saw on Megan's instant messaging that there were 2 messages sent to her. They were from Josh, and they said, "The world will be a better place without you, and have a shitty rest of your life."
That's disrespectful. You know what? In the Web of Lies TV show, it was called "Everybody in O'Fallon Knows Who You Are. You're a bad person. Everyone hates you. Have a shitty rest of your life. The world would be a better place without you."
These were the last 2 messages sent to Megan. I understand we all get hurt and embarrassed and humiliated and angry. But when we say those things, those few words, you can destroy another person. We found...
If you say this, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me," then you're stupid.
About 5 weeks...
Because the words do hurt.
After Megan passed away, that this Josh Evans account, Josh was fake. He was never real. It was really a mom who lived 4 houses down the street. It was her daughter Sarah, who had been friends with Megan since the 4th grade, and another 18-year-old girl. These 3 were Josh the entire time. Why? They wanted to find out if Megan was talking about her daughter Sarah behind her back. That was the sole purpose. It was a joke. It was funny. 5 weeks
I don't think it's funny.
prior to Megan's death, his family had no clue Megan was going to take her own life. But that's the...
Yeah, here's something. A lot of people hate Lori Drew. She, Ashley, and Sarah have all been receiving threats like, "Go kill yourself, you should go kill yourself, you're worthless," or "F you," or something like that. I think Tina called Lori Drew a bitch and told her to go fuck herself, maybe. But she called her bitch probably a fuck or something.
problem. When we create these accounts because it's funny or it's a joke or other people think it's great and we join in, we don't have a clue of what that other person feels, what they're going through. These are the tragedies that can happen.
I'm gonna be honest, I've been bullied before and I'm known to fire back. When I get bullied or taunted, I'm known to fire back. Because I said, "I'm a ninja, you ain't," because I had pre-wrap around my head. A kid turned around and gave me the finger, and I told him to F off, or he just turned around and flipped me off. That means fuck you. I one time, at school, a kid called me a fat motherfucker. Here's all the insults I've been told. I've been told that I'm a fat fucking retard. I'm a retard. I've been called fat motherfucker. I've been told I was found in a hole, and I would cry at school all the time because of that. I was picked on all the time, and then I was told that the world would be better off without me. You know, die, you'll be doing the whole world a favor. And some other stuff. It was awful.
Parent, I can tell you there is no greater loss.
I've also tried committing suicide over antidepressants. And one time my condition got worse with antidepressants, so I tried to overdose on them. And one time, a couple months ago, I was actually told that I was a newbie or something, or a knob or something, or that I was called a fat bitch, or I was called some form of loser or something like that.
That pain and that grief I will carry for the rest of my life. What my hope is through hearing this story is understanding that our words and that our actions through electronics truly can hurt another person. We don't understand what they're feeling. I know that if Megan was here today, Megan did not want her life to end. She wanted the pain to stop, and she didn't realize where to turn. That's why we're here, to make sure.
That's why I would have taken Megan out for ice cream and told her that her ice cream or a milkshake and told her that her life is worth living because she has beauty. Those boys who called her fat cow and an elephant were just jealous because they didn't know where to find a beautiful girl like Megan.
That you as teens understand that you can go talk to a trusted adult, that you can contact Teen Line. There are people out there who care and want to help you, and we want to make sure you know that those are available. If you or someone you know is exposed to bullying, please know the teens at Teen Line are here to help. There's no issue too big or too small. Please call, email, or text us.
Well, thank you all for watching. Stay up to date and subscribe. Subscribe to Brittany Dugan and Alan Alva, and watch their videos too. Alright, thank you. Bye-bye. Peace.